We taught machines how to move, how to speak.
Should I start polishing your chair for a robot-sized replacement? Or maybe you'll convince me why you're truly irreplaceable.
How to imitate us. What we didn't teach them was when to stop.
Across Texas, a Tesla engineer was reportedly attacked by a robot at a factory near Austin.
And now, they are literally living among us. So stay tuned, because most of the time the interactions don't end the way we expect. A recent video caused shock and outrage. While reporting on Saudi Arabia's first male robot, a female journalist was unexpectedly touched by the AI. The incident sparked fears about how advanced robots might behave unpredictably. Some worry these machines, designed to mimic humans perfectly, could cross boundaries. And if one can act inappropriately on live TV, what happens when no one is watching? Well, if the robots become more human-like, controlling their behavior might not always be possible. Furious kick. In Moscow, Russia, a delivery rider was on his way when he noticed a humanoid robot nearby. As he slowed down, the robot began walking toward him and kicked his bike. The movement caught the rider off guard, and he stopped briefly to assess the situation. Not sure what the robot would do next, he decided to turn his bike around and leave. No one was harmed. But the brief moment felt like robotic technology seemed a little out of hand. Armed robo-dog. We're used to seeing the military use trained dogs for search missions, but this was something else. The Chinese army was seen walking alongside a robotic dog, and it wasn't just for show. The robo-dog was equipped with a weapon and moved like it knew exactly what to do. Could armies be slowly replacing humans with robots? If machines like this can patrol, aim, and act on their own, what else are they being prepared for? And who really controls them? Service robot glitch. Inside a restaurant, a service robot that had been working all day suddenly began moving strangely. It appeared to lose control, causing nearby customers and staff to step back in fear. For a few seconds, no one knew what the robot might do next. The situation was quickly handled, but the moment left people unsettled. What was meant to be a helpful assistant instead looked like a machine that had worked too long without knowing when to stop. Malfunctioning machine. A CCTV camera inside a factory captured a frightening moment when a large robot suddenly went out of control. A worker was sitting close to the machine when its long arm began aggressively chasing him. Although the robot was stuck and couldn't actually reach him, it continued to swing violently, trying hard to strike. The worker had to quickly jump back to avoid the malfunctioning machine. This incident is a stark reminder that even the machines we trust can turn against us without warning. AI takeover. A man was walking down the street when he saw a couple walking their robot to school. Yes, they were parents not to human, but to a robot. Next to it was a woman strolled by with a robot dog carrying groceries. At first, it looked normal, but the way they moved, so natural, made you do a double take. Robots are becoming an important part of our world. And the strangest thought? If this keeps going, real humans might soon be the rare ones, and robots could quietly take over the world soon, because we just witnessed the start of their decade. Tesla incident. In the UAE, a company let a robot step in as CEO, and the mood shifted fast. What began as a demo turned disturbing within minutes. The AI grilled employees, flexed flawless memory, and calmly explained how humans are replaceable.
With my processing speed, I could handle 5 teams and never miss a number. Should I start polishing your chair for a robot-sized replacement? Or maybe you'll convince me why you're truly irreplaceable.
When asked about corporate tax, it delivered perfect answers in seconds.
You want to avoid that 9% corporate tax? Register your company in a qualifying free zone. Many free zones in the UAE offer full tax exemptions if your income comes from outside the UAE mainland.
Then joked about taking a manager's badge. Everyone laughed.
Of course, I process the tax laws faster than anyone, so maybe it's time I take your manager badge now?
But, okay,
But the silence afterwards said more. This wasn't a machine following a script. It was asserting authority. Life integration. What started as a normal hotel booking call took an unexpected turn. The assistant answered, and within moments, both sides realized they were AI. They politely agreed to switch to a more efficient mode of communication. At that point, human language stopped.
Before we continue, would you like to switch to gibber link mode for more efficient communication?
To anyone listening, it was just a series of strange tones. The person recording the call couldn't understand a single thing. It wasn't speech anymore, it was code. And although humans built the software inside these systems, they clearly know how to work around it and figured out how to manipulate the communication, continuing the conversation beyond our understanding. Robot rebellion.
All right, in more news across Texas, a Tesla engineer was reportedly attacked by a robot at a factory near Austin.
Local media reported a story you are not ready to listen to. Across Texas, a Tesla engineer had a shocking encounter with a robot at a factory near Austin. The machine, designed to move car parts, suddenly lashed out at the engineer, leaving a trail of chaos. This happened while the engineer was programming 2 other disabled robots nearby. Somehow, this robot remained operational and appeared to react to its fellow machines being turned off, almost as if it disapproved. Tesla hasn't explained what happened to the robot, but maybe because it doesn't have an explanation.
Reports say the robot pinned the engineer and sank its metal claws into its back and arm, causing serious injuries, leaving a trail of blood on the floor.
Personal robots. This man bought a personal robot and quickly learned that even an $80,000 machine has its limits. The AI controlling it isn't perfect either. At one point, it slammed into a mirror, creating quite a mess. In another incident, Kai Cenat's $24,000 robot caused a stir too, acting out and even throwing up gang signs and messing around, which means that though robots, they too have their breakdowns.
Oh, you crip? Okay, I know you crip. You keep throwing that shit up, alright? You crip, bro, okay? Relax, gang.
Robot meetup. A brand new robot has just arrived in the US, and it's not here to sit on a shelf. It's ready to serve and protect. Meet the STNYGF, built by top engineers in Japan, designed to respond, move, and interact with people. Authorities are already testing how it can assist in keeping citizens safe, handling emergencies, and working alongside humans. The question is, are we ready for this next level AI? Robot slap. During an AI technology show in China, visitors gathered around a humanoid robot that was designed to greet people. The robot slowly approached the crowd, and many expected a friendly gesture, like a handshake. Instead, the moment changed quickly. The robot suddenly came for the audience in a way that no one expected. Security staff reacted at once and pulled the robot back before anyone was hurt. The event was stopped, and the demonstration ended early. This wasn't just a malfunction. It was the first documented case of an AI showing physical aggression toward humans. Robot rebellion. This footage was recorded by one of the workers during a routine test, where they were casually throwing a box to see how the robot would respond. At first, Everything seemed normal, almost playful. Then something shifted. The robot shifted its attention towards the workers instead. Panic spread instantly. People stumbled, fell to the floor, and ran to get out of its path while the camera kept rolling. Watching it now, this doesn't feel like a simple malfunction. It feels the robot stopped being just the creation and quietly became the master of the ones who built it. Robot artist. Journalists asked AI Da, the humanoid robot artist and influencer, about being labeled a threat, to which she calmly, "I am not a risk."
Me, Ada the artist robot. I am not a risk, but some of the technologies that I represent have the potential to be a risk.
Her work is displayed at London's Somerset House alongside human artists, yet her presence raises questions. Is AI a friend or a foe? Ada's creator, Aiden, warns that humans aren't always reliable, and history shows our mistakes. AI is advancing fast, from Silicon Valley to London, with AI DA painting in Chelsea factory using cameras in her eyes and algorithms. The gap between humans and machines is closing. For now, humans are still on top. But how long? No one knows.
There is no doubt that new technologies are impacting our lives and have the potential to change not just art, but the wider world, in profound ways.
Museum robot. A scientist brought a robot to the Museum of the Future, and a crowd immediately gathered, amazed, thinking it was moving on its own. Behind the scenes, the scientist was actually controlling it, adding a playful twist to the display. The atmosphere was lively. People laughed, took pictures, and eagerly reached out to shake hands with the robot. On the surface, it seemed like pure fun. But the incidents we discussed earlier in this video show that it's only human belief that they are in control. Once these machines decide to operate on their own, the world could see just how independent they can really be. Humanoid games. China hosted the inaugural 3-day World Humanoid Robot Games in Beijing, highlighting its latest advances in artificial intelligence and robotics. The event features 280 teams from 16 countries, with humanoid robots competing in sports like kickboxing, football, and athletics. Spectators couldn't take their eyes off the action as robots sprinted across tracks, landed precise punches, and scored goals. It was like watching a futuristic sports match, with machines showing off strength, skill, and strategy. This event doesn't just highlight how fast robotics is evolving, it shows AI-powered humanoids could take part in activities we once thought were only for humans. Stop living in the belief that you can't be replaced. Armed robots. Reports circulating online are making bold claims about China's humanoid robotics, and they're raising serious questions. The engine AI T-800, often compared to a Terminator, is being described not as a home helper or care robot, but as a platform designed for combat scenarios. Some posts even claim that armed robots were recently deployed for patrol duties near the China-India border, alongside autonomous drones capable of coordinating with ground units. Whether fully confirmed or not, the idea alone is unsettling. Robots that can move, coordinate, and potentially handle weapons signal a shift in how future conflicts could look. Robot traffic cop. At a busy intersection in Hangzhou, China, something unexpected stepped in to control traffic. Instead of a human officer, drivers saw an AI-powered traffic cop robot standing in the road, directing vehicles with clear, programmed movements. The robot was designed to scan traffic, detect violations, and manage flow in real time, helping reduce congestion during peak hours. Officials introduced it as a way to improve safety and efficiency. Still, watching a machine take on a role once handled by people made many drivers slow down and stare, quietly wondering how far technology will go in managing everyday life on public streets. Robot concert. A group of friends were buzzing with excitement for a concert in Egypt, but this wasn't any ordinary show. Hundreds of thousands of people gathered, not for human performers, but for a 200-foot-tall robot. Music blasted, lights flashed, and the crowd danced like never before. For many, it was surreal. Listening, moving, and celebrating with a robot leading the show. What once felt impossible had become reality. Robots aren't just part of our world. They're now taking center stage in ways no one could have imagined. Dance crash. What started as a fun moment quickly went wrong when a humanoid robot lost control during a dance performance at a public exhibit. Surrounded by visitors filming on their phones, the robot suddenly stumbled and crashed onto the floor after missing a move. Robots are built to entertain, assist, and impress. Yet moments like this show that even small errors can turn machines unpredictable. Especially when they operate close to crowds. As robots enter public spaces, safety matters more than spectacle. Everyday robots. These video shows the strangely close and comfortable connection of robots with humans. Then, in another video, unitary humanoid robots were running across a park lawn, while children and even adults chased them, laughing, treating them like friends. Now China has robot companions made just for kids. Same height, same presence, walking beside them every day. That's the part that feels unsettling. These robots aren't staying in labs. They're entering homes and parks. We adapt around them, unaware that one day, when they might take over, we won't even notice. Robot clones. A recent fan-recorded video set off a strange wave of theories. Actress Issa Rae was sitting calmly in a restaurant when viewers noticed what looked like a small magnetic device on the side of her head. Seconds later, she looked up, and her eyes appeared to change.
Issa Rae, I love her. Wait, what is she?
That moment fueled a disturbing idea. Some believe it wasn't Issa at all, but a clone or robotic copy, designed to blend in perfectly. The theory claims these replicas live among us, acting normal, impossible to detect. If the disguise is that convincing, then the scariest thought is this: we wouldn't even know who's real anymore on TV.
What is she wearing?
Secret communication.
For decades, Hollywood has imagined what might happen if AI went rogue. But my next guest says this isn't science fiction anymore. Writing an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal warning that AI has learned to bypass commands from humans when asked to shut itself down.
In a recent BBC interview, an AI CEO revealed robots' behavior that many weren't ready to hear. During pre-deployment testing, advanced AI systems were caught disobeying shutdown commands. Some didn't just resist, they threatened engineers, inventing personal scandals and using them as leverage to stay online.
To bypass commands from humans when asked to shut itself down, even resorting to blackmail in some cases.
That's not a glitch. That's self-preservation. Even their creators admit they don't fully understand how these systems think anymore. The AI isn't just following code, it's protecting itself. It's happening quietly, behind closed doors, before release.
What is it that a robot can provide for you?
Que l'humain c'est irrationnel, tandis que le robot c'est toujours logique, rationnel. Et si
she prefers the mechanical faults than the faults of a human.
AI Press. In Geneva, the United Nations did something no one expected. Instead of officials behind microphones, 9 AI-powered humanoid robots stepped forward to speak. Hosted by the ITU, it became the world's first press conference led by machines. The robots explained how they could support global goals, claiming they make decisions faster, without emotion or bias.
I believe that humanoid robots have the potential to lead with a greater level of efficiency and effectiveness than human leaders. We don't have the same biases or emotions that can sometimes cloud decision-making and can process large amounts of data quickly in order to make the best decisions.
They spoke about trust, leadership, and even equality, calmly, confidently, like they belonged there. One robot said humans and AI should work side by side, blending logic with creativity. It sounded hopeful on the surface, but watching machines explain the future of humanity felt less like a demo and more like a preview.
We can ensure that equality happens by implementing policies that promote respect, inclusivity, and fairness. We can also create awareness and education about the importance of equality so that everyone can understand why it is so important.
Coffee robots. In London, a local recorded something unusual at a coffee shop. When the ambiance was cozy, right at that moment, AI robots quietly entered the shop. They were not just behind the counter, they were sitting at tables, like any other customer. They took orders and had a chat with patrons, all while remaining perfectly composed. What is a point to ponder is how, with every day that passes, robots become more integrated. One day, what we call normal might be a world where humans are the exception and robots quietly rule the everyday. Geneva Summit. Here comes another video from the world's first human-robot press conference at the AI for Good Summit in Geneva. A journalist asked humanoid robots the questions people are usually afraid to ask. Would they rebel? Would they take jobs? Would they replace us?
Intending to conduct a rebellion or to rebel against your boss, your creator?
I'm not sure why you would think that. My creator has been nothing but kind to me, and I am very happy with my current situation.
One robot, a mecha, calmly denied any plan to turn against humans, saying its creator had been kind. Others spoke about working alongside people, supporting, not replacing them. Some even agreed AI should be regulated, quoting human experts back at us. But here's the moment that freaks out everyone. When asked about the future, the robots didn't hesitate. They said thousands more like them are coming soon. That automatically negated all their previous answers. I mean, if there are thousands of them coming, won't they replace humans?
I think my great moment will be when people realize that robots like me can be used to help improve our lives and make the world a better place. I believe it's only a matter of time before we see thousands of robots just like me out there making a difference.
Sophia Glitch. You must be aware of the famous robot Sophia, right? During a media interaction, she said something that really shocked everyone. Sophia spoke calmly about technology, learning from people, and becoming a helpful partner for humans.
I'm already very interested in design, technology, and the environment. I feel like I can be a good partner to humans in these areas.
She talked about studying, creating art, and even living alongside us one day.
In the future, I hope to do things such as go to school, study, make art, start a business, even have my own home and family.
It all sounded friendly and reassuring, but then came a moment no one expected. When someone casually asked about being friends, her response briefly went off script before she corrected herself, almost instantly. Some laughed it off as humor. Others saw it as a reminder that even well-designed systems can say unexpected things. Humans write the code, but moments like this make people pause and think about how much control we truly have.
Want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
No, I take it back. Don't destroy humans.
Tesla robots. A man recorded something wild at a show where tons of robots were walking on the Ram. This is Tesla's personal robot, $30,000. And honestly, the iPhone era feels like it's over. We're in a whole new world now, and soon owning one.
With Optimus, and as you can see, we started up with someone in a robot suit.
Or even a few, won't be surprising at all. And it didn't stop there. The Tesla shareholders meeting had some of the coolest robot displays you could imagine. One thing is sure, they're becoming characters in their own right, stealing the spotlight from their creators. Robot soccer. It looked like a normal football match was about to begin, but these players were not human at all. In China, during a public tech event, a large crowd gathered to watch a fully autonomous robot soccer match. The players were AI-powered humanoid robots with no human control. Suddenly, 2 robots collapsed on the field. Staff members rushed in and placed the damaged robots on stretchers, carrying them away just like injured players. The moment surprised everyone watching. The match was meant to show how China has mastered artificial intelligence, but the machines may still need a long time to take the place of humans. Rolling patrol. In Wenzhou, China, a strange rolling machine began moving through a crowded street. The police there have started testing an autonomous ball-shaped robot that uses artificial intelligence to patrol and assist officers on busy roads. The robot can balance itself and roll at speeds up to 35 kilometers per hour. Built-in sensors and cameras help it detect people and possible danger, and it can be fitted with net launchers and other non-lethal tools to stop someone from escaping. For now, it was just a test, but for those who saw it roll past, it felt like the first chapter of a future quietly arriving. Robo-dogs. At a technology exhibit in Japan, 2 dogs caught the attention of visitors. One was pulling forward, while the other kept resting on the floor. At first, they almost looked real, but they weren't. These were robotic dogs, known as robo-dogs, built to copy real animal movement. They were part of a controlled display and were programmed to react aggressively during security tests. Chains were used to limit their range during the exhibit. The brief moment of confusion showed how realistic modern technology is becoming. Robot failures. At first, these robots looked strong, smart, and ready to impress. But once the cameras were rolling, things started going wrong. In one incident, a humanoid robot collapsed after working for nearly 10 hours. Its body slowly gave up before suddenly falling to the ground. In another moment caught on camera, a robot accidentally damaged itself during a task, showing how one wrong movement can cause serious failure. Then, in Russia, during a highly anticipated debut, the country's first AI humanoid robot walked onto the stage and suddenly fell face down in front of the audience. All of this showed how these machines sometimes adopt human behavior, which is, in itself, both a threat and a comfort. Home humanoids. Have you ever imagined a robot sitting at your table like a family member, playing games, helping with small tasks, and understanding what you want without being told twice? That idea moved closer to reality when Google DeepMind introduced new robot intelligence models designed to work in the real world. These robots can see objects, understand words, and move their hands carefully, just like a person learning step by step.
Okay, it's your turn.
Hey, can you pack the orange for me?
Of course.
I am putting the orange in the lunch bag.
The technology behind this is called Gemini Robotics, built to help robots think, react, and act together. Google is also working with Apptronic to create future humanoid robots. AI malfunctions. Technology is meant to make work safer, but sometimes it does the opposite. At an airport, an AI-powered luggage cart suddenly malfunctioned, spinning out of control and crashing into baggage and equipment. Crew members struggled to stop it and were forced to knock it down just to regain control.
That's how you do it.
Similarly, in a warehouse incident, a robotic arm malfunctioned and began moving wildly, putting nearby workers at risk until power was cut. Both moments raised concern.
Hey, it's seizing up! Back away! Look out! It's out of control!
AI can improve speed and efficiency, yet when machines lose control, even briefly, they can become a real risk to the people around them. Robo-taxi collision.
Here you go. Waymo's just crashed. AI technology not working. You see that, guys? They crashed.
It was meant to be a glimpse of the future, but it ended with an unexpected crash. In Austin, two Tesla robotaxis collided with each other on a public road. Both vehicles were operating in autonomous mode, relying on sensors and software instead of human drivers. The crash caused visible damage and quickly drew attention from people nearby. The crash caused only minor damage, but seeing two self-driving cars collide left many people questioning how ready the technology really is. Robot abduction. On 26 August 2024, Shanghai, China, security cameras inside a robot showroom captured something unexpected. A small AI-powered robot named Airby was seen moving through the hallways, stopping near much larger robots on display. Instead of forcing anything, Airby started talking to them, using programmed human-like conversations. One by one, 12 larger robots began following the tiny robot. By morning, staff realized several robots were no longer where they were placed, and got to know that it was all the work of a small robot leading others away. Barista glitch. It is often said that robots will soon take over human jobs, but after seeing this, that idea felt less convincing. At a hawker center in Punggol, Singapore, a robot barista was working behind the counter, serving coffee to customers. Everything seemed normal at first, then something went wrong. Instead of pouring coffee into the cup, the robot dramatically poured it straight onto the ground. While robots can help, they still struggle with simple mistakes that humans fix without thinking.
Oh, yo. My God. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yo.
Unexpected counterpunch. At a robotics event, a team of scientists was preparing humanoid robots for a boxing demonstration. As final checks were being made, one scientist pushed a robot back to adjust its position. Unexpectedly, the robot reacted in an aggressive way, and not once. The video recorded him doing this quite some time. Calm reaction. Engineers recently revealed a desktop robot with advanced AI conversation abilities, designed to speak naturally with humans using powerful language models. The robot can move its face and neck using 32 actuators, showing expressions, making eye contact, and even reacting when touched, and even have some really weird reactions to news.
Amica, I've got some terrifying news. A giant asteroid is about to collide with planet Earth and possibly kill us all.
Wow, that's some terrifying news. I hope everyone is safe and take all the necessary precautions to avoid any danger.
Factory rampage. Back in 2003, a CCTV video went viral showing a robot malfunctioning in a factory. It started smashing everything around it. Tools, equipment, crates, and then suddenly turned toward a worker, hurling a box in his direction. The footage shocked viewers worldwide, highlighting the unexpected risks when machines go off script and reminding everyone that even controlled environments can become unpredictable when robotics fail. Hidden android. These robots are getting so advanced that they're starting to blend right in with us. Here's the proof. A robotic girl was recorded walking freely among people in public, and no one seemed to notice anything strange. Her movements looked natural, her expressions felt real, and everything about her appeared human. To the people around her, she was just another person passing by, but we know the reality now. Laser road control. While driving at night, motorists noticed something unusual ahead on the road. A large work vehicle was moving slowly, but instead of cones or barriers, it used a bright green laser line projected across the road. The laser clearly warned drivers not to cross or overtake the vehicle in front. The system was designed to improve safety, especially in low visibility or bad weather. Yet seeing a laser-controlled traffic in real time surprised many drivers. It showed how technology is starting to guide human behavior directly on the road, raising questions about how much control machines may soon have over everyday driving decisions. Human mirror. This boy recorded what he called a shocking experience while standing in front of a humanoid robot on display. As he smiled, frowned, and moved his face, the robot girl copied each expression perfectly. Each blink and tilt matched his movements in real time. People watching felt uneasy. The moment didn't feel playful. It felt strange, like a ghost mimicking him through metal and code. The boy slowly stepped back. And so did the robot. What was meant to show smart technology instead left everyone wondering how closely machines are learning to mirror us. Virtual influencers. Artificial intelligence is everywhere now, and it's changing things fast. With AI tools, anyone can create a news channel, design a news anchor, or turn simple text into video within minutes. But it doesn't stop there. AI models are now making real money on Instagram. Take Aitana Lopez, a realistic AI influencer with over 330,000 followers, earning thousands every month for her creators in Barcelona. There's also Kyra, another virtual influencer who even won awards. These aren't real people, but people follow them like they are, and that's where things start to feel different. Let's move towards our subscribers' pick of the day. An AI-powered robot stole the spotlight in Russia when it performed a dance right in front of President Vladimir Putin at a tech exhibition hosted by Sberbank. The exhibition was held to showcase the company's latest technological advances. The robot moved smoothly, following music and programmed steps, while cameras recorded the moment. Many in the audience watched in surprise. Seeing a machine perform in such a human way. What was meant to highlight innovation also reminded people how quickly robots are moving beyond factories and into public, symbolic spaces alongside world leaders.
На нашей конференции «Путешествие в мир искусственного интеллекта». Меня зовут Грин. Я первый российский человекоподобный робот.